Hello everyone and welcome to Factorio. I'm Par and I'm gonna be playing Seablock today. In the previous episode we built this awesome city block that produces gold plates. Here they are. Yeah, they come in. We have lots of gold being delivered, and I believe our main base is also, where is it? Is also requesting gold, and it's available in the network. So we have gold. This is awesome. Today, what I wanted to do, I wanted to focus on building a second copy of such a power plant. So we'll build it somewhere here, I think. And the robots are busy, they're landfilling the area. Let's maybe give them a little bit more things to landfill. And I will also be clearing the nests, well, the worm nests from, well, I will be clearing islands from worms, right? Okay, place it like this. It should be able to remove all of these things. Maybe I should actually start with this one. This one seems to be safer than this one. Yeah, let's not do this. Let's start here. We'll start here. Now, what else do you need to do? We can remove this and this. Power poles. I'm not sure about this power. Actually, let's remove it. I don't think I'll need it because I have power going here. And what else are we doing? Yeah, let's focus on landfilling this area. Let's focus on landfilling. So it might take a while to landfill all of this, but once we do it, it will be great. We are not missing a blueprint. I was looking where exactly we are missing this blueprint. We are not missing it here because we have an arrow. We are missing it here, it seems. First glance. Okay, what's in here? Have some rocks. Let's remove the rocks and place the blueprint. Nice. So we have a beautiful line of rails going there. I could also maybe try placing these power poles. How should I do that? How should I do that? Okay, let's see. How exactly will we connect things? We'll connect things like this. So let's start doing that. Let's place it here. And let's place the same thing here. Kind of in preparation for when we'll have dedicated power for this line. It means that we'll have a power pole here. It means that we actually should be able to place a roboport here, and we don't need these roboports anymore. The connection to logistic network will be done through this one. Right? Right. Next, I want to copy this setup and I want to paste it here. Transformers are in the way. Okay. And here it's very different. You can actually delete this and paste this thing again. Nice. Oh wait, but we do not have it pasted here. Oh right, because transformers are in the way. Let's connect things to the transformers now. So we have this thing connected like this. This goes to output. Purple goes to input. Okay, this is the connection. And we'll have a similar one here. Once it's actually placed. And until it is placed, we could do something like this. But we could grab it and place the stuff here. And then we'll place the stuff here as well. Great. And we'll have purple somewhere here. So, the robots are busy. I'm actually not really happy with the robots, to be honest. I want this thing to happen faster. So this research will give us 45 speed, but it requires purple science. And it looks like we have better robots. It looks like we actually have better robots, and now we have substations. Okay. We have blue robots, Mark II robots. What exactly do we need to construct them? We basically have all the materials, I think. Yeah, we have everything. Let's just construct. So we need flying robot frames, right? Let's do this. Let's upgrade our robot production facility. I wasn't happy with the robots for a while, to be honest. I wasn't happy with the state of our robots for a while. So here are our robot frames, and we need to place new ones. So let's say we do something like this. We copied this part and we'll produce the same amount. Let's actually tell this thing that we want to use different construction and logistic robots. We are interested from now on in this construction and this logistics robots. That's the idea. Okay, let's see. I think I placed a little bit more things than I actually needed. This is flying robot frame, right? And they're back. The ghosts are back. Nice. So we should be getting a lot of this flying robot frames too. Another thing that I want to do, I want to upgrade this part. So this is construction robot and this is logistics robot. Construction. Yes, logistics. So just going across like this. Right. Right. 1, 2, 3. Done. We should have lots of robots being produced now. At least that's that's the idea. That is the idea. We might be missing some of the gear wheels. Let's see, what kind of gear wheels do we have? We have cobalt steel gear wheel, which we... Well, we don't really have it, but we kinda have it. Right? Let's see. Let's say I want to have this thing being placed here. Fast stack inserter, fast stack inserter. So we're using stack inserters for this, which is okay. Fast stack inserter. Have we upgraded all of that? I mean, this is looking pretty good. Right, and we want to add a filter that, well, condition that this is running only if the number of gear wheels is not very high. Not gear wheels, gear wheel bearings, right? like this cobalt steel bearings. So here we want these ones. Cobalt steel bearings less than 200, and the request here is 1.2000. That's actually a lot. 500. Let's reduce this one. Let's say 500. This will be enough, especially because we'll actually rely on this assembly machine to do all of this stuff. Unfortunately, we don't really have cobalt steel right now in the network. So yeah, there is that. There is that minor issue. We can connect this thing once we get a little bit of copper wires, right? Okay, we have wires. This is input. We actually need to connect things like this. And this is output. And the reason we are doing this is because there is a limit on the maximum number of outgoing cables. It actually means that I need to change the wiring above, because this is not exactly the greatest wiring. Okay, this one is looking good. This one is looking the same. This one same. Nice. We have correct wiring everywhere. And we'll add a rubber port, and this one can be removed. Let's take a look. What do we have? We're also missing some wiring here. Let's set it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like this. And we want a wire here. And we are out of wires again. I don't know, is it possible to increase this limit to like 200 or something? Because what we have now is really, you know, it's kind of a little bit annoying, to be honest, to have to get more and more wires. I'm not sure about placing this copy of the build. I'm really not sure about that, because I want to focus on this build actually. Like, this is the goal. I'm interested in building this block today. I'm not particularly interested in anything else. Okay, we'll need to have this tile land filled before we are able to proceed. And one thing that I don't like, you see it blinks to yellow. That part, this is the part that I'm not really, I don't really like it. The problem is that it's a bit tricky to fix it, because what I want to do here, I want to get this accumulator and place it basically here, right here. Have one accumulator, like space for one accumulator here and space for one accumulator here. Don't really have much more space. Like, this area occasionally is taken by this radar, right? So I'm not sure about using this one, but considering the amount of like the number of rails that we have, I feel like we should end up having enough accumulators for that. The problem is that I don't want to stamp blueprints 2 times, and one idea that I had is actually to have this connection with huge electric poles going there. And I don't know, why reach 50? So how exactly would we do it? So I was thinking with 50 we could have one connection in the middle, one other connection, but this wouldn't work, right, if you have connections in the middle. What is 50 actually? So this is 50. So let's say we'll have connection here in the middle. I feel like this should be the place. Yeah, I feel like the problem is that I don't really know the size of this pulse. Maybe I should research them actually. Maybe I should research them, but it's an expensive research. It's 6,000. We'll figure it out later. We will figure it out later. Let's see what is happening here. We want to have, you know, this build or something looking pretty close to it anyway. And we want it to go here. This is a regular pulse, this is a Mark II pulse. And with that, right, let's do this. Let's do this. We have pretty much all robots are not, like, the robots are not doing anything right now. That is not great. That is not great. But I feel like I should be able to start. What? Oh. Okay. This is looking okay. Let's start building this thing. Let's start building this block. And we have old farm power. Let's make a new blueprint of, say, this power, right? We want to have a new awesome blueprint of power with tiles without this extra rubber ports, because I don't think we need them. Maybe without this ones, without the connection. Yeah, let's keep it like this. And we'll call it farm power. 200 megawatts, right? Create a blueprint, place it. Nice. Now let's just place it here. How do we do that? Like this, I believe. Yep. Let's place it. So there is like a minor issue of this area not being fully landfilled. It's okay, we'll figure something out. This shouldn't be a huge problem. Let's say we are not landfilling this area just yet. Right, this should be enough. Maybe also will not landfill this one. Nice. Let's see. Let's observe what's going on. And while that's happening, what is going on with the base? We have slightly not enough blue signs, but that's okay. And we are a little bit short on Jivalite and Stereotype ore. That is expected. Our bits per second are pretty low, to be honest. What is causing this? Let's read. So we have 12 milliseconds update time, and 60 UPS is basically, it's supposed to be with like 16 milliseconds, or with at most 16 milliseconds. I'm actually surprised why we're only at 65, because with these numbers I would expect us to be like higher, maybe at 90. Maybe there are some other things that I'm missing. Okay, let's see. We are using less than 6 milliseconds on entity updates. This is good. This is really good. We are using almost 2 milliseconds on electric network. This is really, really bad. Like, this is really bad. Because usually electric network, like, it's supposed to take like close to 0 updates, but we are using 2. And okay, this, oh. Okay, this is very, very bad. Power overload. So it looks like power overload uses Lua scripting in order, I think, to operate the transistors, right? In order to decide when to give power and when not to give power. This is really bad because what this essentially means is that if I will be using transistors, I will be wasting updates per second. They will just be wasted. Like, they will be spent on the scripting. So, and we want to build a huge base. So the increased science costs and increased costs of faster than light research to get like 3.2 millions instead of default 200,000 was done so that I can kind of build a mega base or something resembling like a Seablock mega base here with fully beaconed blocks everywhere at some point, like in the late game. But with this number, almost 2 milliseconds, it means that this approach wouldn't really work. I cannot build the base like this. I will have to do something smarter. I will have to... Yeah, I'll have to do something different. I think I will have to use local power, connecting, like, giving power to the blocks, except that power will not have any transistors, so I will not be doing that. I don't think I can be doing this kind of things. I will be saving on power in order not to have transistors, and it will just go directly from here to here. The problem is that we need to figure out how much power we can transfer from one kind of power block. Right, let's close this thing. How much can we transfer? We can take a look. So, substations. I really like using substations. Latest substations give us 500 megawatts. So we should be able to transfer 500 megawatts. The question is whether a single block that we have will have more or less power requirements. Like, how much power it's gonna need. Is this gonna be more than 500 megawatts or not? Because what are the alternatives, right? We have the poles, which are 250, not that bad actually, and 800. The problem with this big electric poles is that they're good for transferring electricity, but if you want to avoid using transformers, we might still use them for transferring, but the limiting factor will be not like this 800 megawatts, but the substation ones, or I guess medium electric pole if we use this for distribution. I'm not sure why we would use poles when we can use substations. So basically we have 500 limit, and there is also this thing, huge electric pole with limit 5 gigawatts that we can connect using this thing. Can only supply one machine. I'm not sure about this. I don't understand how exactly it works. and it can consume only, it can supply only one machine. That seems to be a pretty huge limitation. So let's say we are going for substations. Mark 4, right? Latest substations. And we will need some nitinol plates, we will need advanced processing units. This is gonna be a very expensive base by the end of it. I can tell you that right now the base is gonna be very expensive. Let's remove this worms. We are doing that. We have not removed these ones for some reason, because we don't have enough coverage. It's okay. It is okay. This will be cleared really soon. And this thing will also be able to fully clear this part. Nice, let's see what's happening here. 45 farms. And 44 underground. Okay, 42 underground wells. 5 farms. Are we producing farms? Yes. No. We don't have mud right in the network. No, we have mud. We don't have we don't have whatever the thing is. Farm. We don't have soil. And in order to produce soil, we need to have some compost and some mud. How do we get compost? We get it. Wait, what am I doing? Compost. How are we getting it? We basically want to get rid of some of the materials. That's the idea. Can get rid of algae. How much algae do we have? Okay. Algae. We don't have algae. Fiber. Oh, look at this. We have a lot of fibers. Let's do this. Let's just produce lots of compost from it. And I'm thinking about where should we have compost production? Can we produce mud here? That's the question. Or should I maybe produce it over here? Well, you know what? Let's produce it here. Not mud, the soil. Let's produce soil here. We can actually. Why don't I export a little bit of soil? It might be a bit tricky to export it. Should we just steal some soil from here? You know what? Let's do this. Let's just take a tiny bit of soil from here. Let's say from half of it. Now, what is the limit on the range here? Let's say we'll have some passive provider chest placed here. And we'll be using regular fast inserters. Yeah, we'll have soil produced here. It is not very far from the base, and it will just be like going directly, because I don't want to, do all that stuff with mud production, composts. Not really interested in any of that. We do have these fibers, right? So why don't we place a requester chest? Say here. And we will be inserting them here. We'll be inserting the fibers right here. Just to remove them from the network. So it will take forever for us to get all this stuff. Let's actually check. Can we somehow see how many types of different logistic robots we actually have? Oh, look at this. We have some construction robots and logistic ones. Nice, we have better construction robots already. I want to use a mod to replace robots in the network. I think it's called like robot replacer. Wow, we didn't have water here. Interesting. And I noticed it only now, the fact that half of this line is not really operational. Interesting. Okay, this part is still not built. Let's see what's going on with our plant here. Do we need to stamp it again? Right, there seems to be a tiny issue with that. We seem to be missing roboport coverage, but I'm assuming that I had roboport here somewhere, right? Here. I'm assuming this roboport should be able to cover it. You just need to power it, and it will be powered as soon as this offshore pump is placed. So it will be done really soon. Oh, look at this. 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots, and it is done. Great. We can improve this thing a little bit. Okay. This is looking pretty good. Let's tell robots that we need to go further. And this part will be placed really soon. This plasma turret, and it will require some connection to get some power. Nice. So with that, we almost have the power build finished. I have lights flipped here. I probably want to do it slightly differently. I want to have the same base build, and I'll just place these things a little bit higher. So let's copy it, and we'll place it here, right above the lamp, and it should connect really nicely. Okay, we still don't have this pump. It's okay. It's okay. It will work really soon. Nice. What are we doing? We were fixing the spot, right? So first of all, we want the output to go here, and we want this to request fibers, I believe. Fibers here. 200. Yeah, that's a good number. And this one will be giving us a little bit of mud. We don't need a lot. Let's limit it to 200. And look at this. The robots already started requesting it, and it seems like we only need 45 robots. Well, we only have 45 robots requesting stuff, so 200 stockpile here will be enough. And we are supposed to be producing it like all the time, right? Right, because we'll just consume the trees and we have excess of trees. Right, so that means that this chest should never cause this build to like get stuck or anything. Oh wow. Is it 500 limit? That's a lot. Interesting. I had no idea. And we are feeding this thing with the fibers. Good. That is good. Now we suddenly have farm production, hopefully, right? Producing farms. Yep. Is it the fast recipe? 5 seconds. And it requires 15 soil. Okay, you know what? Let's ask for more resources and maybe specifically for slightly more soil. Because it takes longer for soil to be delivered there. Right, that's the main reason for that. Let's observe what's going on here. Things are not quite built yet, but look at this. We have the power because this build, it imports solid fuel and it powers itself from solid fuel until we get like first fuel oil produced, and then once it is produced, it will actually like power itself from the fuel oil, and this boiler will stop working. So that's the way it's set up to work, and this way I don't have to, you know, do anything with. I don't have to do anything with like power connections connected to external grid, then disconnect it later. I just don't have to think about anything like this. It just works. It always works. Nice. So did we clear this one? Yes. Let's proceed. I'm to place it here, and I guess here. And I feel like this should do it, right? This one is in turret coverage. Oh, this one is the wrong line. Okay, my bad. But let's try it again. This time we'll do it better. Great. This part is working. We should connect things like this. Comes here, and this is input. Nice. So now this part should have proper power connection. Maybe I should delete this one. Let's try again, one last time. Does it fit nicely or not? Yes, it does. And how many farms do we have? We have 33 farms. Let's take a look at the dashboard. So we are a little bit short on blue science. We are a tiny bit short on blue science. What is going on with that? Is everything fine with our blue science or not? Fuel oil. We ran out of fuel oil. Like, I knew this is gonna happen. I knew this is gonna happen because this was kind of the idea for the build. There are two ways of fixing it. We can either increase the storage tanks here. That's one way. But I actually want to fix it kind of once and for all. And for that I want to do something maybe a little bit different. I want to get some things requested here, and I want to provide. I want to use this build that produces lots of fuel oil. I want to use it for this purpose pretty much. I want to use a little, like, I want to export a little bit of fuel oil here. And the way we can do it, we can place these things, I guess, here. Right, we'll export water. We want to have this thing provided to us as an input. Can we actually do that? I guess we could do something like this. Except we want to use overflow valve because we don't want this process to run when we are short on nutrient pulp. Not that we should be short on nutrient pulp like ever, but in case we are, we do not want this process to run. And here we can want to barrel things. Alright, let's delete this part. Just connect. So we'll be barreling stuff. How exactly barreling works for fuel oil? For fuel oil, we are using barrels and not canisters. Okay, good to know. That means that we need to request. How do we connect power here? Maybe like this or like this. Okay, this is looking good enough. We need to give the station a proper name. Let's say power plant with the fuel. Right, where is our here? It's our fuel oil. And this is input. And on the input, we want to get barrels. Let's get lots of barrels. So we got the barrels. And we turned this inserter. It's looking nicely. And another thing that we need to do, I actually wonder, like in theory we could have extra connection here. And overflow will go there. No, let's keep it like this though. So the problem now is that the production is a little bit limited, so we'll be filling fuel barrels and we'll be taking them and just bringing them to the output station. And with that, we should have some, you know, some fuel oil delivered. Right. Then it needs power connection. Same thing really. We want power plant out to give them a connection, and yeah, it's just gonna work. We might need to limit this thing a little bit, but it will work. And this part, I mean, we could increase, like add a couple of tanks here, but I first want to see this part actually being operational. Like I want to see it working correctly. That's the main goal. We could connect this thing to this one, but I don't want to. It's equivalent to connecting this part. I'm not sure I want to do that. I'm not fully convinced that that will be a good thing. So we can actually free up some space here. Why don't we do that? So we can delete this part, and place it here. Oh, we will be able to place it here. So with that, we kind of have an option to... With this one, we have an option to connect this fuel pipe to here, in theory. Right, this one is using overflow. Okay, that's okay. This will work just fine. We don't need to do like really anything extra here. Let's take a look at this part. Is it working? It started heating up the pipes. but it has not finished doing that just yet. So let's just keep it in mind. Let's observe this thing and keep it in mind, like what's going on here. I believe it is time to place this kind of blueprint here, and I want to delete the outputs from the station because this is our power plant. It's not expert in anything. Oh no. How do I fix it? I want to fix it. It's not expert in anything. We have only one copy of power plant that exports anything, and that's this power plant. It's a little bit special, but that's okay. That's okay that it's a tiny bit special. We already have 150 of the barrels. Let's temporarily, just to make sure that we get the delivery, let's temporarily reduce this thing to, let's say, like 10. Reduce to 10 barrels. Awesome. And we could get it back to 150. How many are we actually going to get? 170. Nice. It's almost 200. It's almost a full... No, wait. We wanted stacks, right? It's just 17 stacks. It's nowhere close to being full. But look at this. This part is working. We can delete this connection, maybe. We could maybe also... I mean, do I need this one? I don't think I need this one. We should be able to connect just fine. This is also not needed. And if there are too many cables, I feel like that's a little bit too many cables. Okay, this is looking much better, honestly. This is much better. We cannot see that it's an input from the map view, but that's okay. We see that this is the output. Let's get back to our power plant. Is this work? Oh, right, and let's check. We actually got... Did we get delivery? Alright, we got it, but we already managed to run out of it. That's fine. So that part is working. We need to make sure that this one has higher priority. That's important. Let's go to our science production, not science production, naphtha production, and let's give this station output priority. I don't know, pretty huge one. We want fuel oil to be first taken from here, because otherwise it might get stuck on fuel oil, right? Naphtha might get stuck on fuel oil. We want fuel oil to first be taken from here, and only afterwards, like whatever is like whichever part of fuel oil the station was unable to provide, only that one should come from here. Wait, not from here, from here. That is the idea. And yeah, it's not producing a lot of fuel oil, but it's okay. It's gonna be enough for us. For now, we can always improve these things a little bit later. So it's not really a huge deal. Let's move back. It's taking forever to move back. And while the robots are not doing anything, maybe we should start landfilling the area for the blue chips, because I kind of want to start working on blue chips, but I'm not sure how much effort it would take, like how much time and everything to take. It would probably be pretty complicated, because we are talking about blue chips. Let's see. So we are, in theory, producing some power. We'll be producing power as soon as this thing heats up a little bit. So we have lots of power. We want to remove these worms, and we cannot do it now. So we need to extend our city block a little bit further. And we can also do something like this here. We can extend this one further as well. Like this. Right? Construction robots are super busy. I should have given them the task of placing landfill a little bit sooner, to be honest. It's jumping really strangely. It's okay. Let's see. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, once we have steam turbines, we'll be able to connect these power plants without the transformers, so that the power on the main network will always be nice. So maybe we will not need accumulators. So the idea that I had is we could place transformers basically here, 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 and here. Not transformers, we can place these power poles basically here. We'll have some space around for the pipe connection. We'll have pipe connection between the turbines, and we'll just have a line of these huge power poles getting the power instead of these tiny, small ones. Or the alternative is we could place substations. Maybe that's actually better. Do we have substations now? I think we do already have substations. And they have 200 megawatts, look at this. So we can actually place a substation basically here, here, and here, except they will not reach each other. Or we could place them along this edge. Yeah, that's another option. We could just place substations here and connect them to electric pole. Maybe that's actually better, I like it better. Oh no, we cannot do it, because the limit will be only 200. Like, we will have to isolate them with the transformer. And we want, like, the goal is to reduce the number of transformers that we are using. Okay, so I'll just have direct connection to the power poles. It will look a little bit not nice, but it's gonna work, right? And it will reduce this thing. Even now, we are using almost 2 milliseconds for pretty much nothing. Like, we are... Okay, we are occasionally short on power, but it's still too much. Like, 2 milliseconds is a lot. I want to save the time, and that means making some design choices that maybe are a bit strange, that I wouldn't have made in a regular game without power overload mod. Okay, so this stuff is being landfilled. It's taken us quite some time to landfill it, to be honest. But that's okay. That is okay. How are our robots? We don't have the old robots here. This is good. And unfortunately, I forgot to switch the condition. I need to update the condition. Yeah, moving is slow because I don't have character. I cannot even take the train to move the character somewhere. This is construction robot. So construction robot, and this is logistics robot. Nice. And I could increase this to maybe 200, like it was initially. Just to make sure we have a little bit larger buffer of the robots. I'm using this essentially as a buffer. It's a thing that ensures that robot production continues. Do we have power here? Oh, look at this. We have power. we have power. That means that I can simplify the spot a lot. Let's do this. First of all, we don't need this spot. We don't need this one. We don't need this one. And we don't need this one. Electric pole 2. We need only electric pole 1. So 2 is gone. Electric pole 2 is gone. This is 1, 1. Here, we need to have the connection. Let's connect stuff like this. We can disconnect these 4 blocks. Let's remove transformer gun, transformer gun. And let's remove this one. I'm not sure about removing this one because we still need to build to place these power poles. Actually, with that in mind, let's keep this thing for a while. Because I want to make sure that this are in range of power pole. Sorry, of a roboport. And they seem to be. Okay, this is turned on. Okay, this part seems to be working. What about this one? What about our jets? Okay, so this part receives the power. That means that we should be able to delete these transformers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I think over here I wasn't deleting them, right? Oh, I ended up deleting them. I thought I was turning them off initially. Okay, that's good. So with that, we should have this part completely disconnected, especially once robots pick up the transformers, and this will be really good because from that moment we don't have to like think too much about about not having enough power on the main grid, and the usage is still pretty high. Like, why is that? I think because transformers are not picked up, so they are right here. Let's wait for them to be picked up, and while that is happening, we can actually tell our robots that we are interested in even more jets. We want a lot of jet production. Right, this is still not picked up. I'm surprised. I'm surprised it's taken the robots long. Oh, but they're busy. Right, they're busy with landfilling. That makes sense. That makes lots of sense. Let's double check that this part is working. It's not quite yet fully connected. We want this power pole. And with that power pole, we should have all connections in place. Well, and we'll need to remove these transformers, I guess. We can wait a little bit. Maybe. I thought landfill has a lower priority than everything else. Than like a regular, than regular deliveries, regular building placements. Okay, this is still not picked up. And this one's... Oh, wait, this one was picked up. Nice. And it's still working. It's actually getting all the power it needs from this connection, from here. This is great. So the power plant works as expected. It's producing a lot of stuff, and we can... we can just wait a little bit, and this will be finished, I think. Right, we don't need this line of roboports. It's just not needed anymore. Same with this one, we don't need this one. And pole 2, we don't need this one either. This I don't think we do. Right, why would you want to have it when this part is fully operational? And we don't have them there, so I guess it should be okay. This one is marked for deconstruction. This part will look nice. This thing is no longer needed. It's taken a while for this power pole to be placed, but it will reach it. It will be placed here at some point, and then we will be able to delete this transformer. Actually, we can delete it even now. This one got deleted, everything's working, we still have power. And this one's... oh, look at this. This one has been deleted. And the thing is still running. Great. That's what we wanted to do. We are slowly disconnecting these sections. Actually, this one, no, it's not disconnected, we still have connection here. Only this one got disconnected. It's okay. You can take a look at the usage. It's still pretty high, but that's kind of understandable. Honestly, that's totally understandable. Let's not do that yet. And we can place stuff here and get rid of the swarms at some point. Nice. So what we did today? Today we started producing robots. Robots Mark II, right? We have construction robots too, and logistic robots too. And I'm a bit surprised. Okay, there are some delivery requests, but the robot production is kind of stalled a little bit. It's okay. I don't want to increase these limits because I'm not actually sure. Maybe I should. You know what? Let's increase the limits of robot production. It doesn't make much sense to not produce robots non-stop. Like, we want to produce robots non-stop until, like, at least for one stack of them, right? One stack is not a lot. And it will make sure that this build is not just standing still like it is now and waiting for these robots to be delivered into this chest. Yeah, let's just improve it a little bit. So the production is a little bit smoothed out, kind of, well, I guess consumption. So that it's not doing nothing. Let's return here. Take another look. Power. Yeah, producing lots of power. We can produce up to 200 megawatts of power. It's just that this is not really needed yet with our base. And one thing, this power pole is placed, so we can actually turn this thing off to check. Right, it has the power, it's great, and we can just delete it. So we're removing that one. We have this one's can also be turned off. This one got deleted, it seems to be. Right? Yeah, it's not there. This one is not here, and we can also turn off this one, just so that we can see the actual power consumption on the main on the main network grid. It's still pretty high. It is still pretty high. I want to lower it a little bit, but main consumer here, right, it's still the transformer. We should be able to remove for here and for here. So we should be able to remove 8 more, which will hopefully make things a little bit easier. We'll see. This one. Yeah, this is a bit tricky to do. And we will need to build another port here for this to like properly work. Right. We almost landfilled this area, by the way. This is great. We almost landfilled it. And how many robots are busy now? Not all of our robots are busy. Look at this. We have 2,000 construction robots that are not doing anything. This is good. This is really, really good. So this part is basically just inserting things into the network. Can we? No, we cannot place second copy here yet. It's okay, we will be able to place it soon, like in the beginning of the next episode, I'm assuming. And then we will remove these connections. And actually we will need to make sure this connection is in place, because it will be, like, it will not be, transformer will not be connected to this power pole in the beginning. But that's okay, we have this connection in the very beginning. It is fine. This is our base. We are researching some stuff. We are going through lots of researches. This part is still short on fuel oil, but we have quite a bit of naphtha. That's fine. The fact that it's short on fuel oil is not a problem, because we built... Right, that's another thing that we did in this episode. We started exporting fuel oil from one power plant, from this one, and we already have quite a bit. Oh, we forgot. I forgot to put a limit. We want to have only 2.5 thousandths of fuel oil barrels. Let's do that. Let's move over there. I don't actually... I think this is the place. Right, and let's change this. Fuel barrels less than 2.5k. And that is it. And with that, we finished the episode. Okay, we can stop here. So we built this power plant. It's working. It's producing fuel oil and burning it to get electricity. And it's powering now. So it's almost 100 megawatts. And it's powering these 4 blocks. And these 4 blocks. And we need to remove this one. It will be removed through this connection. All through this connection. Nice. So it's powering this 4 plus 4, this 8 city blocks. So now we have this 8 and this 8, well, plus 4 in the middle, I guess. 12 plus 12, 24 city blocks here are completely kind of powered separately from this main power grid. Good. That's exactly what we wanted. If you look at the trains, does it mean that we have a lot of trains? Yes. So Blue means that we have lots of trains empty, and green means that they are doing something. We don't have any alerts yet. We had that single case with Javelite, chunks, and mineral catalysts alert, but I believe I just messed up with the I messed with the chains at that point. I think that's the only explanation I have. Right, here is our dashboard. It says that we are short on Barbmonium and Javelite. I guess that's fine. That is fine. Nice. Let's save the game. This was episode 119. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers!